Hi everyone, this is YouTube Gamer here, and today I want to be talking about a somewhat serious topic in the about Destiny. So I want to talk about the Taken King and if and whether or not it's worth pre-ordering it now, and how I feel like the Destiny YouTube community isn't really doing the Destiny community and players a favor, and how they're not really keeping Bungie and Activision in check. So initially I planned to script this episode, but I decided, you know what, let's fuck it, we'll do it live.
No. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
So this is from the heart. So I'm going to start by giving you a little bit of a background on myself. I kind of joined the I don't follow the trends and the hype around gaming, because a lot of the time it ends up in disappointment. We've seen that with countless Call of Duty episodes, really. Following the hype, pre-orders and all that kind of stuff is just counterproductive, because you just get disappointed. These guys know exactly how to market their games to make people buy them, so I don't really follow the hype. I follow independent reviewers. So I came to Destiny by complete accident. I discovered it in the PlayStation Store, downloaded the demo, and got to level 7 and absolutely loved it. And I actually discovered it late, because I remember buying the game just a couple of weeks before the Dark Below came out. And at the time when the Dark Below came out, I couldn't even tell the difference between the Dark Below and vanilla game, because there was so little content and the game was so grindy. But obviously since then Bungie has solved a couple of issues that the game suffered from, like materials and buying armor and weapons and reforging weapons and things like that. So they have credit to Bungie for, you know, solving a lot of issues that player had with the game. But now coming to the Taken King, as you guys already know, the Taken King marketing machine has well and truly been engaged. The weekly updates have started rolling, which contain information about the Taken King, and to me that's just pure marketing material. And obviously Destiny YouTubers that want views and people to come to their channel and subscribe will obviously report that information. But I think we miss a very important issue when it comes to Taken King. We need to take the what Bungie says with a pinch of salt. For example, I'm just going to take the Prison of Elders as a quick example. When he was just a few weeks before the release of the House of Wolves, because I'm talking specifically about the House of Wolves because I don't quite remember the marketing machine behind the Dark Below, because I joined the Destiny community quite late. But I do remember. I can't even speak. I do remember the marketing around House of Wolves, and how I was really hyped and follow all the updates and things like that, but only to be quite disappointed. And my biggest disappointment came in the form of not only the content but the Prison of Elders, because not only were we stripped of a raid, which was quite annoying, because at the time most of the Destiny vanilla players had already purchased both expansions. So Bungie turned around and decided, you know what, no raid, which I thought was a slap in our faces, really, as players, as year one players. And they said that the replacement for it will be the Prison of Elders, which focused on replayability, variety, and it'll make it easier for people that cannot get a team of 6 to be able to participate in some endgame activities, which I thought, well, is great if they stick to their promises. Well, we've witnessed a full rotation of Prison of Elders, and what's the verdict? It absolutely sucks. It's nothing like a raid. It's a glorified horde mode, and the mechanics are so frustrating that people have to revert to just melting the bosses. There's no incentive to play the mechanics, and the rewards are absolutely pitiful. Why spend 5 hours in the Prison of Elders to get 1 etheric light, some weapon core for some weapon that absolutely suck ass? than, you know, spend an hour and a half with doing trials, go flawless, and have 3 etheric lights, some amazing gear, and some weapon. There's absolutely no incentive to play the Prison of Elders, maybe besides the exotic weapons. So replayability, variety, and the fact that you can get this an easy team to do an in-game activity was absolutely pointless. There's nothing. I mean, the Prison of Elders is so disappointing because the gears suck, the weapons suck. I mean, Shank Burn, really? A chance to suppress Captain's ability, great. We all want that on our weapons. I mean, contrast the weapons from the Prison of Elders and the Vault of Glass. This just, you can't compare them. You just can't compare them. So the Prison of Elders was a massive letdown, and we all got the hype for the Prison of Elders. Now we've got the weekly updates regarding the Taken King with the Dreadnought, which is said to be a really massive space. Well, that remains to be seen, really. I don't want to get hyped, you know, because we are probably going to be disappointed, because I feel like it's going to be repetitive. I think once you figure out, you know, once you figure out like how to get the chest and how to do this and that, it's just going to get grindy again, just like the previous 2 expansions. So far we know that it's going to be 1 raid, a couple of story missions, a new strike, and they revealed who the boss for the strike is. His name is Darkblade, which I found absolutely unoriginal. He just looks like a typical half knight, but hopefully we will see some interesting mechanics. So I'm going to reserve my opinion until the game comes out. But so far, there's nothing that I see in the marketing campaign of you know, the Taken King that will warrant me to pre-order the game. And the other thing that really kind of pisses me off about the Taken King marketing campaign is the whole interview with Eurogamer, Lucksmith's interview with Eurogamer, and I feel like YouTubers have really kind of dropped the topic way too quickly, because I honestly do not understand how the community is still not outraged, especially the big YouTubers. You know, I've seen a couple of videos where I mean, big YouTubers ask for the players not to be outraged. I mean, they did admit that obviously the pricing for the Taken King is wrong and it gives the wrong impression. Fair enough, but to the point of saying, oh, we shouldn't shout and be outraged, I find that quite ridiculous, because it's absolutely silly to expect the people that supported the game from day one to rebuy content so we can have some freaking emotes. Okay, it's insane. It's insane. I mean, I've bought Destiny with both expansions. Why do I have to rebuy the game and the 2 expansions for some freaking emotes? And the reason why people got annoyed when obviously they had the interview with Lucksmith is because, I mean, Lucksmith felt confident to say such a thing because the collector's edition, at least in the United States, is already sold out as far as I'm concerned. So there's a huge amount of players that have gone out and bought Destiny, both expansions, twice, just to get some emotes. Now, there was a petition that went round calling for Bungie to make a fair deal for year 1 players, and then their solution was what? Their solution was to price the emotes and the shader and whatever useless piece of crap that they are selling us at $20. And I mean, and people were like, oh yeah, that's better, it's $20, you don't have to spend it. And I'm just thinking, hang on a minute, so 3 emotes, shader and class items that are completely irrelevant is just looks is worth as much as an expansion? That absolutely makes no sense. That absolutely makes no sense. We paid in England, because I live in England, we paid £20 per expansion. The Dark Below contained the raid, a few strikes, a few story missions, some amazing weapons. You know, I mean, there was so much more content for that £20 that we paid for the DLC. And you are telling me, I understand that they had to, obviously there's a development cost for new materials, for things like emotes and shaders and all that kind of stuff. They have to pay designers to do these things. But is that worth the same amount as a freaking DLC? Fucking not. Okay? I don't care what people say about, oh, at least they changed their mind and made that content viable to year one players. This is still a fucking slap in the face. $20 for, and I'm surprised how no freaking big YouTuber is talking about this anymore, as if it's no longer an issue. They've gone on about going about their normal hype train and reporting everything that Bungie says in the weekly update to get the same hype train going. These issues definitely need to be talked about. So I completely disagree with this concept that, oh, you know, $20 is, or £20 is fine. In fact, Europeans are being fucked in the ass even more, because Americans pay what, $20 for the extra content, and $40 for the expansion if they just want to download it, the DLC on its own. But in England, we don't pay the equivalent of $40. We pay £40, which is more expensive than the dollar equivalent. So we will pay £20 for 3 fucking emotes, shaders, and I don't know what other useless piece of crap they are selling us. And why is no one making a solid case about this? I mean, why are all the big YouTubers not making a solid case about this? And I think it's really failing to keep Bungie in check, in my opinion, because Bungie feel like they can do these things. I mean, maybe I keep saying Bungie, but it's probably Activision's decisions to do those kind of like practices. But the fact that the YouTube community isn't uniting themselves and going against it to change the pricing, for me, is absolutely ridiculous. The YouTube community needs to talk about this more than the freaking update, because so far the update to me is full of fluff. The only good things that I've seen in the update are the quest. That's great. The new update regarding the quest and the bounties, that's brilliant. The new 3 subclasses, that's something I'm looking forward to. But new weapons, new foundries, meh. That's my reaction to it, because weapons are not why I play the game. Weapons are not why I play the game. I play the game for the experience. You know, I play the game for like the community, the missions, the story, even the stories. I mean, even in the House of Wolves, they said they took a new approach in storytelling. I mean, where the fuck is the Queen? Have you guys seen her? Why the Prison of Elders? Why are we fighting scholars inside the Prison of Elders? Is there any context to what we are doing? Why are we doing the Trials of Osiris? You know, there's absolutely no context to what we are doing. You know, we were told that, oh, the story is going to be tied in, and we got a new approach to story mission. The Prison of Elders is going to have replayability. All that has absolutely proven to be false. So I'm not hating on Destiny, and I know a lot of, you know, people are going to come out and say, oh, if you don't like the game, don't play. If you don't like the game, don't play, which is a really silly thing to say. Just because you enjoy the game doesn't mean that you cannot be objective and criticize it objectively, or criticize the company that makes the game objectively. You know, criticizing the company that you love or the game that you love, it pushes people to make a better game. It makes a better game for everyone. You know, if in fact the publishers want to get, you know, they want to get money, as much money as they can for as little work as they can. And for players, it's completely the opposite. We need to have as much content as we can possibly get for as little money as we can get. So, what happened in the Dark Below and the House of Wolves? Most of the places where we played were recycled environment. A lot of the times we just played the same areas in reverse with the same enemies. You know, so there's no new mechanics. except for some bosses in the Prison of Elders. There's no real mechanics behind it. You know, we just play the same areas in reverse, and then, you know, we are told there's new missions, new story told, but it's absolutely fluff. It's nonsense. So I don't want Taken King to be that way, and the only way to make Bungie pay attention is for the sales to go down, the pre-orders to not be as great as the Dark Below and the and House of Wolves. So I'm calling all, you know, if you love Destiny and if you want to see Destiny be a better game, I would recommend that you do not pre-order the Taken King, because I'm not pre-ordering the Taken King. I'm actually going to wait and see how people receive the Taken King, and then make my decision based on independent reviews, because I don't want to go through, because Bungie is always going to say positive things about, you know, what's coming to the Taken King, and they're going to word it in a way that will always make us feel like, oh, there's so much content coming. But the truth of the matter is, there was next to no content to the Dark Below, because as a new Destiny player, I could not tell the difference between the Dark Below and vanilla Destiny. There was so little content. And having played the House of Wolves, I've played the Prison of Elders about 5 times. I'm already bored of it. Trials of Osiris is not anything new, because Trials of Osiris actually was leaked before. So Trials of Osiris was leaked, and using Trials of Osiris as a selling point for House of Wolves, we might as well pay for Iron Banner, because there's no real new mechanics to the Trials of Osiris. There's no new mechanics. You have the skirmish is very similar to the elimination, so heavy and all that kind of stuff is almost the same thing. Revive mechanics and all that, the point system. So there's no real mechanics, and people had already determined the Trials of Osiris months and months before it was even announced for House of Wolves. So really, House of Wolves has a very, very little content. So, and if it's to go by the trends so far, it's to be expected with the Taken King. So I will take what Bungie says and what YouTubers say about the House of Wolves, how they're excited and everything, with a pinch of salt. I will call for people to actually wait, not pre-order the Taken King, because that will make Bungie realize that, hang on a minute, we cannot fool these guys anymore. We actually need to put some real work into this and make sure that the game is actually worth its money. We need to make sure that the £20 emote stuff needs to come down. You know, that stuff is worth £5, £5 at most, and I'm definitely don't want to pay £20 for just fluff. I mean, I've seen the blacksmith shader and all the year 1 emblem, calling it a reward for players. And that was an absolute joke. The year 1 emblem, you had to play the game to get those things. You had to complete tasks. How the hell is that a reward for people that supported the game? If you purchase the game year 1, you should be entitled a reward, if it's called a reward, not to grind for some fucking golden chest, not to have to finish the Vault of Glass and do this and do that, then to earn an emblem that you're probably not gonna use, because there are so many nicer emblems in the entire game. Is that a reward for year 1 players? I mean, and I'm surprised that no other YouTuber is talking about these things, and I'm talking about it, and this is coming from the heart, because I really love Destiny. The reason why I got the reason why I love Destiny so much that I made a channel about it. I never thought about making a YouTube channel before I played Destiny. And I mean, Destiny has one of the most amazing communities in gaming that I've ever seen. So I'm not shitting on the entire Destiny community. I'm just quite disappointed that the big YouTubers are not talking about the real issues when it comes, and not talking about the real issues enough, I would say, because they do mention it, but they kind of tend to downplay the problems with Destiny. They tend to downplay the issues with Bungie, because I remember seeing a couple of videos like a call to. I mean, the reason I'm not justifying what happened during the Bungie bounty, where a lot of players swore and were racist and sexist and you know, came in and said stuff like they don't give a toss about the bounty and stuff like that. I do not condone that at all. But among those people, there's a lot of people that feel, you know, fucked by Bungie in a sense. A lot of people that feel fucked by Bungie. So I can understand how some big Destiny fans will be overly emotional and aggressive towards Bungie when they feel that they are being completely being fucked. I mean, year one players who supported the game, if they want some extra stuff, are forced to buy the game and the 2 expansions. That's absolutely ridiculous. While people that never bothered buying Destiny first got the best deal. They didn't have to go and grind for the chest. They didn't have to do the Vault of Glass 10,000 times to get shards. They didn't have to grind for any of the materials, any of the marks for the Crucible, exchanging of materials and stuff like that. So people that actually waited and bought the game after it came out, after a year, are actually getting a better experience of Destiny than year one player, and at the fraction of the cost. You know, for year 2 players of Destiny, the vanilla Destiny cost them what, £20? Absolutely ridiculous. It cost them £20. So I'm not gonna keep babbling on about this, but I just want to say that as a massive fan of Destiny, I'm quite disappointed with what Bungie's been doing with the game, and I'm quite disappointed with what the Destiny YouTube community has been doing, because I don't think that they keep Bungie in check. I'm not gonna pre-order the Taken King yet. I'm gonna wait to see what they do, what the reviews are, before I decide to spend any money on it. I certainly don't want to spend £20 for emotes. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be cool, and I know a lot of you are gonna give the excuse that, you know, it costs money to make those things, but I don't think emotes, shaders, and class items are worth the price of a complete expansion. You know, that's just my point of view. And again, I'm not shitting on Destiny as a game. Destiny is an amazing game. I'm not shitting on YouTubers. I think you know, Destiny YouTube community is amazing. My only concern is that I don't think that they keep Bungie in check and do, you know, play a service, because they don't play a lot of the problems that Destiny has as a game, and some of the practices that, you know, Bungie engages in. And I know a lot of that is to do with you know, making Activision happy, but still we should be keeping Bungie in check. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling for now. I am currently making a montage with the snipers. I'm going to continue obviously making Destiny videos, so if you guys agree with the points that I made or disagree with the points that I made, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'm actually quite interested in hearing what a lot of you guys have to say on the matter, because it just really infuriates me living in England that I have to pay that much for stuff, and you know, I feel like I've been let down twice already with both expansion, and the hype train is going for the 3rd, and Bungie is not being kept in check, so it kind of infuriates me a little. As always, thank you guys for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll be back with another Destiny video.